Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to continue talking about Space Marines, starting with making of a Space Marine. It was the Emperor who unlocked the secrets of creating superhumans. Through many trials of alchemy and genetic artifice, he created his masterworks, the Primarchs. The genetic material of those legendary beings still shapes the galaxy, used again and again to create warriors that surpass the physical and mental limitations of the human race. Although the exact science behind such bioengineering has been lost, the ritualistic process of creating more Adeptus Astartes has not. The Space Marines are the elite of the Imperium's armies, and it is said by some that a single member of the Adeptus Astartes upon the battlefield is worth an entire regiment of lesser men. Curators of the Logis Strategos, an obscure branch of the Adeptus Administratum, calculate that during many campaigns, hundreds if not thousands of foes fall for the loss of a single Space Marine. Yet still the Adeptus Astartes rue such exchanges, for they are few in number and their enemies beyond count. So it is that every chapter of Space Marines must constantly induct new warriors into its ranks in order to survive. Most have recruited from their chapter planets and nearby worlds since the foundation of their brotherhoods. This explains why so many chapters are based on harsh or otherwise deadly worlds. The recruiting stock is far stronger, where every day is a struggle to survive. Aspirants must always be chosen as youths, before they become too mature to accept the foreign genetic substances that must be implanted within them. These are derived from material known as gene seed, specifically grown grafts that turn them into Space Marines. Gene seed implants are organs that work with an aspirant's own body tissues, stimulating natural abilities such as muscle growth or creating abilities that are wholly new. Organ implantation goes hand in hand with a harsh routine of physical and spiritual training. This is achieved by means of hypnotic suggestion, prolonged meditation, psychological and spiritual testing, and gradual initiation into the rites and traditions of the chapter. It is a long and sometimes fatal process that must be done in the correct order. In this way, a Space Marine is engineered and modified to become stronger, faster, and tougher than any normal human could ever be, able to endure the harshest conditions without concern. Gene seed is a finite resource, for it is a direct delineant of the biomanipulations that created the Primarchs, a biological inheritance that is shared by every Space Marine, past and present. In a very real sense, the blood of the Primarchs flows through each Space Marine's veins. It is a chapter's single most valuable resource, for it alone allows the creation of more battle brothers. Primaris Space Marines. Nearly every Space Marine created since the first founding possesses 19 specialized organs derived from this gene seed. The Primaris Marines, however, originally engineered by the Archmagos Dominus Belisarius Call on the orders of Robert Guilliman, are implanted with a further 3 additional organs. It was the Sangprimus Portum, a device containing potent genetic material harvested from the Primarchs, that allowed for this breakthrough. Entrusted to Call by Guilliman shortly after the second founding, this device resulted in a new breed of Adeptus Astartes that were deployed en masse in the Ultima founding. Due to Call's interpretation of his orders and the millennia-spanning labor of his task, during which Guilliman was injured and suspended in stasis, the secrets of these new Primaris organs were not released until late in the 41st millennium. Power armor. Even with gene seed implantation complete, there is one final stage that must take place before an aspirant can be called a Space Marine. He must be clad in the distinctive armor of his new calling. The enclosing suits worn by Space Marines are made from thick ceramite plates that would be cumbersome but for electrically motivated fiber bundles that replicate the movements of the wearer and supplement his strength. The last gene seed organ to be implanted in a Space Marine, the Black Carapace, rests beneath the skin, itself fitted with neural sensors and transfusion ports. These plug-in points mesh with Space Marine armor, linking the wearer's nervous system to his suit's mind impulse controls, and turning the suit into a second skin that moves with all the speed and precision of the Battle Brother's own body. Without the carapace, Space Marine armor is almost impossible to use, and it is therefore the most distinctive feature of a Battle Brother, and the true mark of the Adeptus Astartes. There are several types, or marks, of power armor with significantly differing appearances. Many older marks have special associations for certain chapters, and are often worn by their ceremonial guards or elite units. Power armor is maintained by skilled artificers who are not Space Marines, but servants who spend their lives working for the chapter. Especially talented artificers are justly celebrated, and examples of their work is highly prized. Elements of ancient armor are religiously hunted down, for they carry both the history of the chapter and the triumphs of heroic individuals. Such pieces are lovingly restored and painstakingly engraved with new designs. As a result, it is quite common to find power armor that combines pieces from different marks, every greave and gorget a recollection of mighty deeds and battles won. The original Space Marine organs. Secondary heart, the maintainer. This boosts blood supply and can maintain full life functions even after the primary heart's destruction. Osmodulla, the iron heart. This affects bone growth, resulting in a denser skeleton and a fused rib cage that protects internal organs. Biscopia, the forge of strength. This organ is implanted into the chest cavity where it releases special muscle-building hormones that greatly increase a Space Marine's strength. hemastamen, the blood maker. This implant alters the makeup of a space marine's blood, making it more efficient than that of an ordinary human. Laraman's organ, the healer. This implant produces special blood cells that form an instant layer of scar tissue over a wound, staunching blood flow. Catalepsian node, the unsleeping. This implant controls circadian rhythms and responses to sleep deprivation, allowing a space marine to stay awake at full effectiveness for days at a time. Preomnor, the neutralizer. This pre-stomach allows the digestion of otherwise poisonous or inedible materials. Homophagia, the remembrancer. This absorbs genetic material from any meat-like substances consumed by the owner, allowing him to inherit part of a person or creature's memory by eating its flesh. Multi-lung, the imbiber. Space Marines can close off their normal lungs in favor of a bioengineered multi-lung that can breathe poisonous atmospheres or even water. Oculobe, the Eye of Vengeance. This organ grants Space Marines eyesight that is sharper and more capable in low-light environs than a normal man's. Lyman's Ear, the Sentinel. Implanted within the inner ear, this can filter out or enhance specific sounds and provides a superior sense of balance. Susan membrane, the hibernator. This brain implant allows a space marine to enter a voluntary state of suspended animation. Melanochrome, the skin shield. This organ releases photochromatic skin pigments that protect against radiation. Oolitic kidney, the purifier. This detoxification organ allows a space marine to survive powerful poison and gas attacks. Neuroglottis, the devourer. This enhances a space marine's sense of taste and smell until he can identify trace toxins and nutrients. Mucranoid, the weaver. This skin implant secretes a waxy substance that seals and protects against extreme temperatures and even a vacuum. Becher's gland, the poison bite. This modified salivary gland produces acidic poison. Progenoids, the gene seed. Space Marines have two of these glands, one in the neck and one in the chest. New gene seed organs are made from mature progenoids that have been removed and cultured. Interface, the black carapace. This stiff, subcutaneous membrane links a Space Marine's nervous system to the neural controls of his power armor. The Primaris organs. Sinew coils, the steel within. The Space Marine's sinews are reinforced with durametallic coil cables that can contract with incredible force, magnifying his strength as well as giving his body another layer of interior defense. A Primaris Space Marine can crush a man's skull in his hand, break flak armor to flinders, or even bite through a metal cable should the need arise. Magnificat, the amplifier. A small, thumbnail-sized lobe that is inserted into the brain's core. The Magnificat secretes hormones that increase the body's growth functions, whilst also intensifying its advanced systems, especially those of the biscopia and the osmodula. In truth, the Magnificat is but half of the true dual-valve immortus gland, the so-called God-maker that the Emperor created for his Primarchs. However, Archimagos Gaul could only find materials and genetic blueprints to build the dextrophic lobe, the right half, while plans for the Centaurus, the left half, that would complete the original super organ had been wholly eradicated. Whether this was done by the Emperor's own hand or by some nefarious source, Gaul could not tell. The Belisarian Furnace, the Revitalizer. This is a dormant organ that connects to both hearts. In times of extreme stress, or should the warrior's body undergo violent, damaging trauma, it expels great blurts of self-manufactured chemicals, a hypercocktail that simulates combat stims, while also aiding to the rapid regrowth of tissue, bone, and muscle. The gland then falls dormant again, and takes some time to build itself up once more. Chapter Organization. As written in the revered Codex Astartes, the organization of a Space Marine chapter comprises 1,000 battle brothers. In comparison to the teeming multitudes of the Emperor's original legions, this is few indeed, yet history has proven time and time again that such an elite gathering of martial strength can conquer star systems and even alter the fate of the galaxy itself. Each of the 10 companies of a chapter boasts 100 warriors, led by a captain, a veteran of countless wars, and often 2 lieutenants. A company is traditionally organized into 10 squads of 10 Space Marines, each led by a sergeant. However, new guidelines in Gilliman's updated Codex Astartes provide for up to 20 squads of 5 battle brothers. Furthermore, recent precepts allow for each battle company to be reinforced with auxiliary warriors. These additional squads are reassigned from the reserve companies. Of the 10 companies, the first consists of the chapter's most experienced veterans, and is therefore the most powerful. The veterans of the first company are trained to fight in Terminator armor. It is extremely rare for the veteran company to be deployed en masse. Its units normally take to the field alongside the chapter's battle companies. The Codex Astartes decrees that the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th companies are designated battle companies, and generally carry the weight of a chapter's combat duties. Battle companies consist of at least 6 battle line squads, 2 close support squads, and 2 fire support squads. Assault squads, a type of close support squad, may be deployed as battle bikes or land speeder crews, and, just as with their fire support brethren known as devastators, many take to battle as Centurion warsuit pilots. Most Space Marine deployments will consist of a single battle company, reinforced by elements of the veteran, scout, and reserve companies. The companies of reserve are entirely composed of squads of the same designation. They normally act in support of the battle companies and provide a source of replacement for any casualties suffered by the frontline companies. The 6th and 7th companies are battle line companies, each consisting of between 10 and 20 battle line squads. The 6th Company also trains in the use of bikes and may be deployed entirely as bike squadrons. Similarly, squads of the 7th Company are trained to fight with land speeders and storm talons, often acting as a light vehicle reserve formation. The 8th Company is the close support company and consists of 10 to 20 close support squads. It is most often used in an invasion role or whenever a strong hand-to-hand fighting force is needed. The 9th Company is the fire support company, consisting of 10 to 20 fire support squads. It is the most heavily equipped company in the chapter, and its cannon-toting troopers provide unparalleled fire support to their more lightly equipped comrades. The 10th Company is made up entirely of scouts, new recruits whose physical transformation and training is incomplete. The Codex Astartes dictates no formal size for the 10th Company, as the rate of recruitment is not fixed. All companies, except for the Scout Company, maintain a fleet of Rhino, Razorback, and Repulsor transports. The Veteran Company also has a permanent complement of Land Raiders and Storm Raven gunships for carrying Terminators into the heart of battle. A chapter's other armored vehicles form a pool, maintained by the Armory, that captains can draw upon. Many companies also include a number of dreadnoughts, which remain a part of the company in which they served before being interred in the sarcophagus. Every Space Marine chapter also includes a number of officers and specialists who provide essential battlefield support, spiritual leadership, psychic capability, and destructive combat prowess. These individuals are collectively known as the Headquarters Staff, and include apothecaries, chaplains, librarians, and tech marines. Over all of these mighty warriors presides the Chapter Master, elevated from the greatest of the chapter's captains. He alone is responsible for the deeds of the chapter and answers directly to the Administratum. Chapter Masters may select an honor guard that are in addition to the company roll, although not all Chapter Masters choose to do so. The Dark Founding. Not all the foundings of Space Marine chapters are recorded in exact detail. However, the Adeptus Terra maintains a bank of original gene seed that has presumably been taken from every single chapter created since the Horus Heresy. There is one known and notable exception, the 13th Founding, also known as the Dark Founding. No one knows how many chapters were created in the Dark Founding or what became of them, although there are many myths and much speculation. The secret may lie in some deep vault in the Adeptus Terra's vast offices, or hidden within some secret lab of an Archmagos. Rumors persist that some of the Space Marines of the Dark Founding are still out there somewhere, waiting to return to the Imperium, for good or ill. Honor thy Emperor, honor thy chapter. Astartes proverb. And with that, we are going to bring this video to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you all next time.